If purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable.
Hello, welcome back. Yeah, it's a long time you haven't seen me, eh? Yes. And no, not because COVID-19 come out, that's why you're seeing this video. But I think it's an opportune time to share this video with you. A lot has been going on in my life. For those who have been following me, we just welcomed our baby boy, Caleb. So he is here, and that has been taking up a lot of my time. A lot of other things that have been happening in terms of family life and even in terms of church. So it has always been my mind to get these things done. I have the opportunity now that most of us will be on lockdown. So I take in this opportunity to just share with you some stuff that is happening. Now I know COVID-19 is one of the biggest topics, right now. And one of the things that is coming out of this whole thing is the aspect of fear. My hope as I would continue in this series, continue it Far From Finish, is to deal with the topic of fear. What I want to just share with you today is that something hit me just before. And Jason make me, he sent me into a whole sermon mode. But Job said something and it hit us, that the very thing he feared has come upon him. And that opened my eyes to realize that many of the times what kills us, not just spiritually and physically, is that very thing that we fear. And because we fear it so much, it literally paralyzes us and cripples us from being victorious and coming out of the situation. And the thing that I'm watching in all of this is that COVID-19 is not literally killing people, no. It's the fear of either getting it or when you hear about it. If you check most doctors, they will tell you, when you look at cancer patients or a person who have contracted HIV, you ask yourself how some, when they find out, live longer than others. And usually it's because what the person begins to process and how they begin to think, fear comes into the whole matter. And where fear comes into the situation, it cripples your ability to think, it cripples your ability to move, it cripples your ability to make a transition. COVID-19 virus is only as dangerous as your fear of getting it. The authorities has given to us situations and even precautionary measures on how to handle it. And the thing that makes it even better is when we are not in a fearful mode, but a faithful mode. And one where we exercise that we are going to trust, taking the necessary precautions to come out of the situation. I mean, when I listened to that, it kind of opened my eyes to show that Job literally feared what happened to him, and it actually came onto him. And the thing is, what you want to do, even as you develop in your own personal life, is learning how to overcome fear by realizing that having that fear, that moment, is crippling you from knowing how to transition to the next situation. So you see, sometimes what happens is that you may be going down a particular line, and fear of failure may cripple you to a place where you cannot maneuver or transition in order to be successful in another lane. You see, sometimes we are so caught up in our own box that we don't realize that fear of coming out of the box is literally what you need to overcome living in the box. So you see, fear is what literally encloses us from experiencing all that is around us. So what I want to encourage you in your own self-development and understanding that you are really far from finished is that God is continually working and processing and working on you to overcome all that you are fearful of. I understand we are all in a quandary as how things are happening, but I think now is not for us to fall behind or in a situation for us to go into panic mode. But now is the time for us to really do some soul searching and figure out how we are going to transition from this period. We are in a process of social distancing. What can I do to develop myself during this time? Remember, read a book, write down your vision, make it right with somebody. You know, use the opportunity not to focus on the crisis and allow the fear to cripple you, but use the opportunity to find different ways and methods to develop yourself even in such a crisis. Remember, if purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable. And know that your life is truly far from finished, and God is keeping His promise that the work that He began in you, He is able to complete. Love you guys.
If purpose is not known, abuse